guys? CP the Tool Addict. Woo! Here we go. We got the Snap-on Hot Tools Flyer. Let's see what there's in here. Let's see if there's anything in this one that gets your juices flowing. Or we can just have a chat about some tools too, because it's always good to discuss what's coming up, what's coming out, all that stuff. But let's get into the flyer. Check it out. Have a little conversation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Snap-on's pushing their diagnostics again, and diagnostic scan tools. Again, guided component test. Help me get through cause of a component failure the quickest way possible. Not going to lie to you. Snap-on has a very good guided component test, amongst other things, despite the negativity of the price of their tools. But let's look into it. Clock into summertime. We got the Snap-on freebies, quote, freebies, for what you buy there. Beach bum and beach chairs, some tiki mugs. You can't buy any of these unless you buy the tools. Then you get a chance on these. Ask how to win and get these. We got a lake Snap-on outdoor portable prep table. Looks like a fish table or a fish cleaning station, I'm guessing. Or it could be just a table you wouldn't use outdoors to clean stuff and prepare food. We got the Snap-on kickball dartboard, kind of sweet. We got the Snap-on has went full millennial now, and we have now lawn darts that are not. They don't have darts. We have the washer game, always fun to have. You know, these things are always cool to have around. Anyways, having games, if you have a lot of friends and family over, play around in the garage, play around in the yard. And then over here we have 10-piece, the kebab skewers. What's that say? Grass gaming. All right, let's talk about new tools. So apparently they've got a new water nozzle out now. Some people had said that there was some issues, but now they are $170 each. Did I get the freaking... That is insane. Is that right? Is that U.S. price? Come on. Did I get the Canadian flyer again? That is my bad, boys. Yeah, that was a Canadian flyer. $179, but at $129, it's not much of a better deal. I think I gave under $100 for my fireman hose nozzle, which I get it, inflation, whatever. It is what it is, you know? I mean, you don't have to buy this stuff. That's the long and short of it, right? So what's the features on this one? Two-way shutoff, clockwise. I believe I have that on mine. Adjustable spray head, 360 kink reducer. We got the screen inserts. I have that. Durable aluminum internal construction. I believe that's the same as my N1, but they are lifetime guaranteed. So if you have problems and you go through hose nozzles, you know, it is what it is. All right, moving right along, we have the new 450 lumen high-tech headlamp. These neck lights are a hot deal for people. We don't have a $104.95 for these here. They got the swivel on them. They got the thermoplastic rubber, 90-degree rotating light, individual dimmable light controls, two 225 lumen lights. Inside of the headband is flexible polypropylene plastic that allows for comfortable fit. So, you know, Snap-on puts in a little bit more than just an Easy Red light. So, Easy Red may be a manufacturer of them, but I will promise you this much. Despite what anybody will tell you, that they will have some standards changed for the Snap-on lights. So keep that in mind before you start ripping in the comments or to all your buddies or whatnot about that. You know, just because it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, it isn't always a duck. So we'll just cut that out of the way here for anybody that wants to jabber on that one. You know, move on up in the world. We got the Snap-on Epic instant rebates up to $9,000 savings, and you can get a free hat. Always the running joke. Get elevated. So $9,000 in instant rebates. Huh. Well, that box is like 16 grand. So, I mean, that makes that thing pretty cheap if that's the deal. All right, guided component test. So we're talking about some scan tool stuff. Once again, I'm not going to harp on this too much because I went over this before. Snap-on diagnostic scan tools still end up in professional shops all over America for a reason. Once again, don't listen to a forklift mechanic who doesn't use a scan tool if you're looking for information about car stuff. This is why you talk to people. There's professional guys out here Real good diagnostic guys, and they all use Snap-on scan tools. Weird. Why would they do that? Well, because in domesticated stuff, I believe that Snap-on does have a really good game. Not to mention the fact that Snap-on actually uses factory PCM information that they pay for, which no other scan tool company is doing, because they're all ripping people off, just like Harbor Freight does, just like everybody else does. Alltel, Launch, I don't care who it is. They suck the data out of a PCM, reverse engineer it. In fact, Alltel's getting sued right now from Snap-on. They just lost a lawsuit, I believe. So keep that in mind. You know, whenever you talk about stuff, get down to the nitty-gritty. If you're serious about buying a scan tool, yes, an Alltel Launch, all those will work fine. But there's some features and benefits that benefit a professional shop very well from a Snap-on scan tool, believe it or not. They do have a place in the industry. Are they the cheapest? Absolutely not. Do I love that? No. Listen, I'm in agreement with everybody about the price of tools being ridiculous. You know, we're all trying to make a living or just trying to get our car fixed. But if you're Joe Blow on the weekends, yes, you're not going to understand or want to buy a scan tool from Snap-on. I've said this a million times. I'm blue in the face right now telling you this. So, moving right along. Training. They have an online training. They actually have a really good training program online. So, Snap-on wrenches, unparalleled performance. That can be subjective nowadays. There's some other wrenches out there that have done very well in certain tests that are subjective, in my opinion, because once again, overall quality always comes down to how long it lasts. So, you know, just because a wrench may do well in a test, does that mean it's going to hold up for the lifetime of the wrench or hold up for the time being of the wrench? You know, does it have the quality built behind it? And that is such an overlooked feature in a lot of tools that just blows my mind. Anyways, let's look at the price on these. $641 for the 15-piece set. $474 for the 10-piece set. SAE. These are all SAEs, it looks like, so far. Yeah, A's and SAE. Flank drive, short combination wrench set. 10-piece, 12-point flank drive combination wrench set. Then we have a 4-piece, 12-point, big, larger sizes for $360, 14-piece 12-point metric set for the low price of $505.75. That's the short one, and then the standard one is, $405, and then the 5-piece bigger 20 to 24 millimeter is $328. And of course they have, what do we down here? We got blue points. Yeah, don't even bother. The blue points, don't even waste your time. You might as well go to Harbor Freight if you're going to buy the blue points, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of blue points. Anyways, multimeters. Okay. DVOM, whatever you want to call them. I've heard people always get upset about this. It's kind of like listening to people. To me, listening to people, this might be something that to people, digital multimeters, DVOMs, it might be the same thing as listening to somebody call a magazine a clip. That's how I feel, because, you know, I'm a gun guy, and that annoys me so badly because they're not clips. Clips are in revolvers and in old M1 grams. Anyways, we have a traditional digital multimeter, which is definitely a fine option for $202.50. All right, stepping up. Now, I do have this DVOM here, so I'm going to give my 2 cents worth. I have the advanced multimeter, the big dog here, the 711, the 596. Yeah, the 596 we'll call it, because it looks like it's a different part number. So I do have the 596. We have first of all, we're going to get into parasitic draw harness. Yeah, that's kind of a subjective thing anymore. Magnetic hanger is definitely nice to have. Let's talk about the differences in these DVOMs here, first of all. The biggest difference you're going to see in these is the additional features. So, basic, they got the traditional, but then on the basic one here, between your big multimeters, the big screen Snap-ons, which are nice for the screen size, but at $711, $315, and $435, honestly, $315, if you really have to have one of these, $315, really not a bad deal, and it'll do everything you need it to do for the most part. The only thing you're not going to get is a temperature probe, big deal, or an RPM inductive pickup. not needed nowadays. I've never used one on my DVON for years now. RPM test leads, once again. Pulse width, that can be a good one there. And then peak hold for glitch capture. Bluetooth communication. Is it good? Yes. Or is it nice? Yes. Is it necessary? No. Sunlight readable. I didn't know they had that feature was on mine. To be honest with you, I really haven't noticed, but I'll tell you what, these eat batteries, which maybe the lower, see, that one says TRMS daylight. What is going on here? How come that says TRMS daylight? It's got a brighter screen on it, so maybe you don't even need to worry about it in the daylight. Somebody might tell me in the comment box. Once again, I think that's, if you're looking for a larger screen snap-on multimeter and you really enjoy that large screen, then that 315 is probably the way to go. It'll do just about everything you need it to do. I have the 596, and I can honestly tell you, I don't like it for the fact that it eats 9-volt batteries like it's going out of style. I've since now moved over to rechargeable 9 volts because they've gotten so bad that it just wears me out. And I don't really like the leads that come with the Snap-on multimeters. Suck. They're horrible. If you have a set of Fluke leads, keep those. Honestly, though, in my opinion, I would just buy a Fluke. And if I had to do it over again, honestly, the Fluke is the way to go. A lot of guys say that. A lot of guys agree with me on that. Fluke, honestly, if you're going to spend the money, just buy a Fluke and be done. All right, screwdrivers. Man, I used to love Snap-on screwdrivers, believe it or not. Honestly, I am completely 100% sold on Vessel now, and for the price of these, I just don't see I don't see why you would spend the money on these. But if you do, $211.65 for the long cabinet screwdrivers in your choice of red, green, and orange. And then they have a 4-piece and 8-piece set for $207. And then you get a free 4-piece mini tip set for the Instincts. The handles are great, but honestly, you cannot beat a Vessel. A Vessel JIS honestly works better in the Phillips, and it's actually made to work in the Phillips. A Phillips does not work in a JIS, but a JIS works in a Phillips and a JIS. Wrap that around your mind. But the Vessels, hands down the best screwdrivers on the planet, and quite frankly, I'd sell all my screwdrivers right now. Honestly, I should. And just have Vessels, and I would never have to worry about another screwdriver in my life. They perform. We got some cordless tools again, 14.4 stuff. We're not going to get too crazy on this because everybody doesn't like the, there's pretty subjective stuff about this. Cordless prep polish tool for $5.89. I mean, it's a nice tool. Yeah, if you can afford it, that's great. 18-volt band files are nice, absolutely, but unless they're not really that bad. $5.09 for an 18-volt Snap-on tool, you got to think most of their 18-volt stuff's pretty high price. Some pneumatic stuff. I honestly don't have any real experience with the geared sanders. That would be a body shop guy that could tell you that. But the Crud Thug I have used, $6.94, and it's a beast. So that's that's something that's worth buying. The ball joint press, the BJP1, guys. I have one. I love it. Wished I would have bought it years ago. Had an OTC. What a pain in my ass. How bad did I know that tool was? I didn't until I bought this one. Always thought, what do I need to spend the money on a Snap-on ball joint press for? Boy, was I wrong. Let me tell you from experience. The flex of that U-joint, or in the flex of that press was definitely hurting me. Maybe I wore it out a long time ago, and I probably should have replaced my OTC one. And don't get me wrong, if you're not doing a bunch of ball joint presses, believe it or not, you can buy, or if you're not doing a bunch of ball joints, which there's a lot of guys replacing control arms. We've talked about this several times. Ball joints services are getting kind of, getting a little bit lackluster in the industry, but nonetheless, this is an awesome press, and you can use it for other things, and it's got a bunch of adapters. It's definitely worth having. In my opinion, made in the USA quality. Ball joint press is awesome. I would definitely get one. This kit makes very easy press for ball joints. I do have the Matco one, or the Lisle one, I should say. And I bought that off the Matco truck, which I really didn't pay that bad of a deal on it compared to what they were selling them from Lisle. But that's for the heavy-duty stuff. I haven't honestly tried the snap-on the HD stuff yet. Just because I've always used the Matco one, because it's, or the Lisle one, because it's badass. The original, inspired by technicians for technicians. It is a tool that they did. It's iconic. This is an iconic tool. When it comes to ball joint press tools, this is the standard that was set. Made in the USA, expand your capabilities, not just a ball joint tool right there. Making the B.1 more versatile frame. You can put it on your vise and use it. Flexibility to turn it into a portable press, the ability to work on motorcycle bearings, etc. It is absolutely handy as heck. We got some go to shop basic colors here. We've got a what do we got here? Neoprene fender cover. I don't know what the deal is with fender covers being so crazy now. It seems like they're all over the place. Magnetic mats. Everybody's loving these things. 8150. We got a blowgun. I have that blowgun. I'm not that impressed with it. Plus, you got to buy the tip. So $47.50 plus another $25 for the tip. That's awesome. Why can't they sell them together? You know, I'm sorry. You know, some of this stuff don't make any sense to me. We got a pen light with a mouthpiece, which is probably a Streamlight, rebranded or something. I don't know. $71.75. You know, it's always nice to have a good light. Code reader, $383. Definitely a waste of money on that. I would never buy it. Looks like it's in a Nova. You can buy that obviously way cheaper. We got some shop stuff. Shop presses here. Transmission jack for heavy duty stuff. 1.5 ton transmission jack. No prices on these. What? Did I see a price? No, no prices. Just big boy stuff, right? Ideal for heavy duty trucks right there. 44 tonners. And last but not least, some more snap-on toolboxes, power drawer, speed drawer, powered up, all that stuff. Get your trim colors. You know, go ahead and fire up a brand new toolbox if you want to. If you don't have to. I don't care either way. I don't care what you buy at the end of the day. All I care about is helping you out. If you need help and you're making decisions, tough decisions, and you want some help and you want some bit fire, at the end of the day, you have to make the decisions and you have to be happy with your purchases. I'm only going to give you my advice from the mistakes I've made. So anyways, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell. Remember, I love you. I appreciate you. Keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.